I recently heard your most recent song, Broken.
Yeah.
And let me tell you a couple things about that song right off the bat. I actually, your song, your lyrics, I was like, oh shit, I wrote this song. This is me. This is my song. This is my song.
Okay.
You know, because I could dedicate that to my ex.
I got
You
you.
know, it's actually a really good song.
Thank you.
And it was the first time that I ever ran into your music. Then I looked at your catalog and you have some other dope freestyle songs.
Thanks, man.
The thing that comes off to me, like catches my attention, like right off the bat, is like your oldest song is from 2021.
Right.
How does someone decide in 2021 to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to start doing freestyle?
That's a good question. That's an excellent question. Honestly, prior to making my first record, first single, um, I was just taking vocal lessons, just wanting to learn the craft itself, and then the opportunity kind of presented itself. A friend of mine linked me up with a producer, um, to where I was able to sort of like audition for this producer,
Okay.
and then the producer was like, okay, you know, what I mean, like, you know, that I could work with you, you know, like we could do something, and he gave me the choice of what it was I wanted to do, and honestly, it was kind of like a no-brainer. I didn't know anything. Honestly, I was in a place where I didn't know anything about new school freestyle. I didn't know. I just did the song because I felt like that's where, if I was going to do anything, that's where my energy should have been, like put towards, because that's what I grew up on. So
So you're a big. So you did freestyle because you were a freestyle fan.
absolutely, 100%, man. You know, I grew up on it, love it. Yeah, and
Where'd you grow up?
grew up Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philly, PA.
You know what? So I say this is my first time coming to PA, to Philadelphia, but it's really not. But the thing is that the first time that I came, I only came for like 6 hours.
All right,
Yeah,
that
so
don't count. Yeah.
I had a when I moved to because I'm not from LA.
Okay.
I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
But I was when I moved to LA, I was living in Las Vegas. I was doing radio. I did radio for many years, you know.
Okay.
And one of my friends that I met through the message boards, remember back then, the days of the message boards?
All right.
She was from Philadelphia, and we would talk for years. We talked every day, right? Where we actually met one time, blah, blah, blah. And we became super good friends. She was an inspiring rapper, and she
Okay.
wanted to rap. And she ended up moving. She calls me one day and says, "Hey, I'm gonna move to Long Beach, and you're moving with me."
Wow.
Right? And so okay, I'm down. I said, so I came out here, and I helped her pack or whatever, and we were roommates for like a while, Then she rapped, But anyway, that was my first time coming but I didn't really see much,
Right.
And now I've been riding around in Uber, and I see that there's a big freestyle community, and bigger than in other parts of the country in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
There's
the East
artists.
Breeze. Yeah.
There's artists. What were when you recorded your first song?
Mm-hmm.
What were you? Where were you looking for an inspiration on? Like,
Oh, for the first song.
yeah, like what got you in it?
Honestly, I'm with the exception of my latest, Broken. All of my other tracks were on like the inspiration behind each one, especially the first one, personal experience, man. Previous relationship I had.
So you write your own songs?
I'm not. Can't take full credit.
Okay.
Like I would come up with the with the concept, and then with the assistance, like like my main songwriter is she actually came out with a recent single, Space.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Janelle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Janelle is my
That was like 2 weeks ago, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was fairly new. So yeah, she's like she's my main songwriter. So I will go to her with like with concepts, and she'll do her thing, and then she'll say,
She'll run with it.
yeah, she'll run with it, and then she'll say, you know, you change it however you feel fit, you know. So then I will take it, and you know, if I feel that there are adjustments needed, I'll do it. I'll go back to her, you know, and see if you know if she approves, disapproves, whatever. And then once it gets to where it needs to be, bam.
So how do you feel? How does it feel? Someone coming into the freestyle game, like industry or whatnot, whatever you want to call it these days, in in 2020s, how does it feel as far as like the industry or the freestyle community or what, like how do you see yourself? What's your next step, I guess is what I'm trying to say, in the, like, do you see yourself being at these shows and performing with these artists? 'Cause there's a show tonight here in Philadelphia, right?
I believe in a casino right outside of Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that something that a new artist inspires to?
Of course, absolutely. But so I've been in the game pretty much since 21.
Yeah.
And so in those 4 years, you know, I came in not really knowing much, right? And I was welcomed, you know, with the first single, Not Enough. I was welcomed in and met a lot of great people. But you just see how the community moves too. So you know, it is what it is. Man. I don't take anything personally, but it's very cliquish.
Yeah.
Very
You know,
cliquishy, you know.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
I've only been back into I decided to do the freestyle channel like a year. On Monday, it's going to be a year.
Okay. Congrats. Yeah.
Thanks. It's hard to get something started like this because the artists are so scattered everywhere. You know that? But the one thing that keeps coming up when you approach artists or you want to do stuff or etc., they always bring up oh, but there's too many, like, yeah, but it's all divided into cliques and stuff like that.
The clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goal is to, like, I heard your song and I want to do what I can to give you a space and promote your song. Focus on the artists that are making new songs. And I really like Broken. I like some of your other songs too. I didn't learn them as much as I did Broken because those ones came after. They said they have a really good sound.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. When you say that you grew up on listening to like freestyle music, like what were the artists that you
That I listen to?
Yeah, like some of the artists that you remember that would just blow your mind of what they were.
Oh man, honestly,
Or songs.
Songs. Yeah, no, honestly, some of the artists are still active today. Thankfully, I mean, I think it's great. But like for example, I'm gonna say the first two songs that got me hooked on the freestyle, and I was young. I was probably like maybe 10 to 12, somewhere around that age range. First two songs were Stevie B's "Party Your Body."
Oh yeah, great song.
You know.
Dope beat.
Yeah.
The beat is simple, but man,
you gotta move.
It comes in, it punches.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, exactly. And "Party Your Body" was one, and TKA's "One Way Love."
Yeah.
One Way Love, because we have something, right? You know, I think A.B. Cruz sang that. Yeah. He's still active, you know, doing his own thing. But yeah, One Way Love and Stevie B's "Party Your Body" were the first two tracks that kind of put their hooks into me, like come here, you know. Then Then not too far after, I heard Judy Torres, No Reason to Cry, C-Bank's I Won't Stop Loving You. You know, I could go on and on, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So you recorded your first song. The song comes out. What happens when the song comes out?
So for my producer, like once I was done recording, he recommended, he said, listen, you know, you put some time into this. At the very least, you should share it with some DJs that maybe spin freestyle just to get it out there. I was that's a good idea. So so once the track was complete and I got it, I started fishing it out to different DJs, and there was one particular DJ by his name is DJ Nismo, based in Connecticut. He took it, he liked it, and he played it on one of his sets. And he liked it so much that he would play it regularly. And next thing you know, Not Enough became popular. You know, it wasn't a plan of mine, and that's how I was sort of introduced into the community. You know, people, you know, responded to it well, and from that, other artists reached out to me, you know, and that sort of began my voyage from that point.
It's really remarkable, like how you started, like in the 2020s, and how you're just pushing through it. You know how you haven't really, you're consistently like putting out new songs, and you can hear the difference in some of the. You can hear in some of the confidence in some of the songs.
I got you.
You know, like your Broken is like a really dope song. I don't like if you haven't.
Okay.
I don't know
Thanks.
how many people haven't heard it or whatnot, but you should definitely check it out. It's on our playlist.
All right, cool.
It's added on our Spotify playlist. What's next?
What's next?
Yeah.
Let's see. So I do have another track. It's already done. I think I'm scheduling to release it sometime in the summer. It's a collaboration with Luis Marte. Name of the track is called Unbreakable. We're working on releasing that pretty soon. And in the meantime, I do have other tracks that I'm working on. And the main thing being, the main goal is whether like what you just mentioned is to stay consistent. That's been my goal since the beginning of the year, prior to 25. So yeah, consistency, man. I want I'm all about it.
You know, I'm gonna mention something. So a lot of people don't know this, and anyone listening, you know, this may help you too.
Okay.
Right? But you know, like Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, like the people running those applications,
Yeah.
most everybody that is in the high positions at those companies used to be former radio programmers and radio music directors.
Okay.
Okay. So what that tells you is that that's what they're looking for. They're looking in radio back in the day, because I worked in radio, I got to see it, right? The goal of a radio station was that no matter when you tuned into the radio station, if it was 2 a.m. or 7 o'clock p.m., and no matter what time, that the sound of the radio station remained the same. So no matter what time you're listening to, you know what you're getting,
Gotcha.
right? And you tune in and you're not. So they would replace a song when they would add a new song, right? What they would do is they would have to drop one, because you can only play so many songs in a day.
Yeah.
So the rule of thumb was that you would replace a song with another song that sounded similar to it, so that no matter when you're tuning into the station sounds the same. It has the same image,
I got you.
right? So that's why back in the day, programmers and PDs and stuff, they would ask the labels or the artists, they would ask them, hey, what is your marketing plan? Like, what's your goal, right? And the reason for that, right, was because the radio stations didn't want to invest time and energy into popping up an artist who they don't know if they're going to be around next month, if they're coming out with any new music, or they're just going to disappear.
Makes sense.
Because they want to break artists that are going to be cool so that the radio station is cool. Digital platforms work the same way.
Okay.
So they're looking for consistency, right? They want to know that hey, this artist is not doing music as a hobby. They have a plan in the long run. And how do you show the platforms that? You do it by programming multiple songs simultaneously.
Gotcha.
So you do you program so let's say you have 3 songs, right? So let's say today is January. So on January, I'm going to program my first song in March, let's just say, right?
Yeah.
And then my second song in January, I'm programming my second song, right, for April. And then in January, I'm programming my third song for May. So that way the platform sees that you have a plan.
And you're consistent,
And you're
so
consistent.
they bring you in.
Yeah. It takes a while to do it, but I've achieved getting songs of artists that have almost no catalog, 5 or 6 songs, kind of like in your position. I got those songs placed on official Spotify playlists because of that. It took a long time, right? It took like a year of consistency, right? But eventually, and then it's hard to get off of those playlists.
Once you're in there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good.
So that's a tip for you as a new artist. I want to see you thrive. I want to see more brokens. You know.
I got you, man. I want to make more brokens, definitely, man, for sure.
Cool. So do you have? I know you mentioned you have the collabo with Louis
Marte.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah. Do you have any other who are artists that you'd like to collabo with?
Any particular artist?
Yeah, just like what are things that what makes you say, hey, you know what? I want to get down with that guy or that girl.
You know what, man? Honestly, I think where I'm at right now, I can't really, I don't know. I can't really put like one particular like person or. I'm just open. You know, I think one thing about me is that there's nothing standoffish about me. Although I love making music and I love the position where I'm at right now. Although it's, you know, still in its infancy stages, so to speak, you know, I'm loving it, man. I'll take it, and I'm open to whomever it may be, you know, who would want to, you know, collab or work with me. You know, it'll be a blessing. So.
Yeah, but they're not that one. So like when I got started in music, like dealing with music, like I said, you know what, man, I would love to one day do something with like, be some type involved with like Public Enemy, you know, like.
I feel you.
Yeah, and you know what, I got that chance. I put my little grain of sand.
Yeah.
In one of their albums, you know.
Yeah.
So like, oh, you know what, that I scratched that off my list, you know.
So let me ask you this though. The question you're giving me, does it have to be strictly freestyle?
No, not
It can
at
be
all.
anybody?
Yeah, whatever inspires you, you know.
All right, so I'll if that's the case, then I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And I'll give you two names right off the bat that they may be younger than I am, but they inspire me, and that would be Usher and Justin Timberlake. That would be a dream collab. Yeah.
Justin Timberlake just had that Lego movie or some type of movie, right?
Oh no, he had a Lego movie?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, or he's in it or something. There's a movie that came out.
I know. I know he did Trolls.
No.
No.
There's an animated movie I think it's his bio. It was done in like Lego.
You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he's been on tour since the beginning of I think the beginning of 24. He's just been.
It tells the story of how. Oh no! You know what? Never mind. I'm thinking about the Neptunes.
Oh, you think with the Neptunes?
Yeah.
They're involved in some sort of Lego like movie.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
They did a Lego movie of the biography of the Neptunes.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah.
That sounds.
My bad, dude. I was like Timberlake.